So let's take a tour of where we are this far. First off, this is the fuel line coming down into the header tank. The return line back up the vent line that vented all the air back. The sensor in the tank that went off when the fuel got to the top of the tank. Normally, of course, the other case would be the alarm would actually go off when the fuel isn't in that position. And then inside the tank, where there's a filter inside, it's going to be inside of it. Right now I don't have a filter in it, but it brings the fuel back up and comes out this fitting. And this fitting right through here, it doesn't have any fuel in it until I get down to this point, and then I start to see fuel. I've got it actually routed so it comes back up, and then at this point, at the high point in that loop, is another air bubble. So there's an air bubble in this part of the fuel, a little bit of fuel down the fuel line, and then of course into my fuel valve. So the fuel valve is actually opened right now, and you can see there's fuel inside of the line before the fuel flow sensor that's going to be in this line. Still some air trapped into it. Comes out of the fuel flow sensor, looped it around. I've got fuel, a little bit of fuel, a little bit of air in this thing. The discoloration is actually because the fuel pump that we're going to see here in a second actually had oil in it, so there's a little bit of oil that's mixed up with fuel right at the moment. I come up to this point, I have a T, where normally the fuel, without the fuel pump being an electric backup fuel pump, the fuel actually goes through this one-way check valve, and if the fuel pump's on, it gets pumped through here. I don't really see any fuel in this line. Nor do I see fuel in this line. There is fuel here coming out of the check valve. I've got it routed downhill, so there's quite a big bubble in this area right here. Fuel kind of has made it this far, and then we're back up into the hose into the Rotax engine. So can't really see what's going on above that. But follow it up into the mechanical fuel pump, coming back out of the mechanical fuel pump into the fuel rail, and I've actually got the return line that's right here blocked off at the moment with a pair of vice grips. So I'm not getting any air back out of the system there. And then I've also got my fuel pressure line in here that I'm pretty sure is probably 0 right at the moment. But anyway.